Welcome back. In this video we're going to take a look at a couple of additional examples, so some other ways that I can test you, or I can look at the different rules that we learned in our previous video. So we'll be playing with the product rule and the quotient rule and maybe some reciprocal rule and all that kind of stuff. And this is a little bit different way of asking them, and this specifically sees if you understand the concept of how to apply the rule. So you can't simplify the expression down at all. So what I'm giving you here is I'm telling you that you have two functions, f and g. F of 2 is negative 1. F prime at 2 is positive 3. G of 2 is 2. And G prime of 2 is negative 2. If I were to ask you something like a question like F plus G prime at 2, I could rewrite that as F of 2 F prime at 2 plus G prime at 2. And then I can plug in the numbers. I think it's good to write out this kind of theory base and then plug in the numbers. So we get 3 plus negative 2, which is 1. If I were to try to do it as like F times G prime at 2, now I want to write out my product rule before I plug in the numbers, because remember from our previous video, it's going to be the derivative of the first function, so F prime of 2 times G of 2 plus G prime of 2 times F of 2. Now plug in all your numbers. F prime of 2 is 3. G of 2 is 2. G prime of 2 is negative 2. And F of 2 is negative 1. I multiply that all out, I get 8. Continuing on, we'll use those same values, so keep those down in your notes. Let's say I had something like 1 over G prime of 2. And this would be our reciprocal rule. So what it's going to be is negative G prime of 2 over G of 2 squared. Now go ahead and plug in those numbers. It would be the negative of negative 2 over positive 2 squared, which would simplify to 1/2. Oopsie, 1/2. You get the idea that you want to write out you gotta want to write out all the rules first before you plug in the numbers. So especially with like things like quotient rule, I think this is probably the one that's hardest. I'm gonna put a G on top just to try to trick you a little bit. Prime at 2. And remember, with our quotient rule, it's the derivative of the numerator times the denominator minus the derivative of the denominator times the numerator over the denominator squared. So in this case, I flopped the functions. I put f and g in different places. So this is going to be G prime of 2 times F of 2 minus F prime of 2 times G of 2 over F of 2 squared. If I plug in all the values, then I get negative 2 times negative 1 minus 3 times 2 over negative 1 squared. And simplify all that, I get negative 4. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working some more with derivatives, with solving derivatives, setting them equal to 0, vertical, horizontal, tangent lines, all that kind of stuff, and then some of the what they call the signed derivatives, which is what we're working on here in this video. Good luck.